Good morning. This is going to be brief. I'm walking with Jesus. And he just dropped something on my spirit. My mind's been kind of reeling the last couple weeks because I know I'm supposed to be doing something specifically for the kingdom, and I wasn't really sure how he wanted me to start. And then it just dropped on me as I was walking. And because the time is now, things are changing and shifting in the atmosphere, shifting in the spirit realm. It's shifting now. I feel a sense of urgency since it just became clear to me what it is that I'm supposed to do. Yay, grand 12298. It's such a beautiful morning. It's not even cold, or it's a really beautiful morning. So what I'm gonna do, I've been fasting different fasts ever since the 4th of July. I've been on some fasts at like pretty much always, and they've been increasing in intensity. I started off for the first 6 weeks after I started walking with Jesus, and my first walk with Jesus was July 4th. I started off just only having water until 3 o'clock every day. And then I did that for 6 weeks and I was fine. And then that got easy. So then it's no longer fasting if you're not having some level of, I don't know if suffering is the right word, but where you actually stop and say, I'm hungry. So then I stopped that one and I switched over to like meat, removing meat from my diet because I love meat. And I felt like it's not a meal if there's no meat in it. And I'm like, that's not true, because if God blessed me with any food, that's a meal. So, I just started kind of moving things out of my diet that I felt like that had like a chain on me. And so, I fasted from social media, and that like the only thing I would put up is stuff related to business, but I wouldn't be sitting on there flicking my thumb, scrolling and stuff like that. Alcohol, I removed that. I fasted from people. I've done all kind of things. And the wonderful thing is when you break the fast and you go back to, and you allow those things back into your life, your appetite for those things change. But one of the other things that I learned during my fasting, when it was really heavy things that I was trying to break or push through in the spirit, was the power of midnight prayers in conjunction with fasting, and the power of midnight prayers and fasting in conjunction with communion. So, and I saw really big shifts and changes and things break when I was doing that. And so over the last almost 4 months, I've learned a lot about fasting, prayer, communion, chains, bondage, all kind of stuff. Just like I don't get lashes anymore, I was tied to those. I will actually walk out without fake hair in my head. That's what I'm doing. Like, I'll throw my wig on if I need to, but I don't feel like I have to be, that stuff has to be there for me to feel comfortable walking out into the world. So the fasting helped me break up a lot of stuff that I didn't even realize had me in bondage. But the biggest thing that it did was gave me a better understanding of myself and the areas in my own self that I needed to fix, that I didn't even realize were damaged or wounded. And so a lot of wounds started down the path of healing during the last 4 months of me fasting on something, some way, shape, or form, always. So I said all that to say, and I know another area specifically that God called me to is the area of family. And so what I want to do is do a 7-day fast and a series of midnight devotion for people who want to pray and break whatever chains are on their families, restore families, just get your family toward the path of healing, whatever that means, whether it's children or siblings or parents or spouses. But I want to do a fast because I think with everything that's happening in the world and the things that are about to shift that are shifting, the most important thing is to make sure your nucleus is strong in order for your world to be good. Even amidst all the chaos, you can still have goodness in your world. Like with everything going on with this year, I'm the happiest I've ever been. Even and I still have stuff that I want healed and restored and all that stuff. But I'm actually I actually have joy and peace. And nothing about this world is peaceful from the outside. And so I want to share that with you all. So in order to give people time to prepare, I'm not going to start it until Wednesday. It's going to start on Wednesday because I want you to go on Amazon and order some communion cups. They have them on Amazon. Like you can, if you got Prime, they'll be on your doorstep by Monday. But just, some people won't see this till tomorrow or maybe even Monday. And if for whatever reason you don't have that by Wednesday, you still start the fast. But we're going to do it together for 7 days. What you fast from is kind of up to you, but I'll tell you what happened when I first started my fast. Now, first of all, when I first started my fast, I wasn't like running around telling everybody, but the people around me, they knew. And then I realized when I started doing other fasts to just shut up. And it actually says that in the Bible, like that could be a secret between you and God. But when you're doing a corporate fast, obviously it's not a secret. But you'll start to rationalize and say all these logical things to stop you from depriving yourself of things that you need to deprive yourself from for all kind of reasons. Now, I'm a doctor, so I have to be careful about how I say stuff. But what I can tell you is this: if God is with you, you can endure whatever. People like, oh, my blood sugar gonna drop too low. Oh, I can't do that. My head gonna start hurting. I bet Jesus' head was hurting when he was hung up on that cross and they were whipping him and spitting on him. And then they took that crown of thorns and smashed it into his skin. And then he had blood and sweat running into the gashes in his body. And then when he was thirsty, they shoved vinegar in his mouth. I bet you his head was hurting. But he did it for you. So you can miss a meal till 3 o'clock. Like all the excuses, either you're serious or not. And if it's time with something as serious as your family, which was my motivation for, I'm going up a hill, y'all. Look. How do I flip this? I feel like an old lady sometimes with this. And Instagram keep changing stuff. And when I find, there we go. See, I'm going up a hill. All right. My motivation was my family, which other than God, there's nothing more important to me than my family. And so I'm like, if this is what folks are saying will help me get closer to God so that I know how to move and to allow him to be able to heal and restore my family, then not eating is a small price to pay until 3 o'clock. So my first fast, I went until 3 each day. Then last week I finished a fast that I went 7 days without eating anything. I drank water and 2 cups of coffee a day. That's it. And everybody was like, you can't do that, that's not healthy. I'm like, me eating all them hot wings and cheese fries and all of that other crap I was eating wasn't healthy either, but ain't nobody have nothing to say about that. So I did just fine. Nobody could even tell. And you know the crazy thing? The first day I had a headache. But then after like the second day, my head didn't hurt. And I didn't even really feel hunger. Now, the hard part is I have 3 children and they had to eat. And so it got hard at dinner time. I mean, during the day, they're at school, so they're eating there. But when I had to do dinner, the first couple of days, I didn't even try to cook. I just ordered in. But I had to plate it for them. You know, I got a 2-year-old. And I'm like, because when you're sitting there smelling it, that's a little harder. When you're standing over preparing it and putting it on somebody's plate. But I just try to like focus on what I was trying to do. And I drank coffee. That was my second cup of coffee. My first cup of coffee would be in the morning when I did my morning devotion before the kids woke up. I get up at 5:30 and start that. And I would sip on coffee. And I never even finished the coffee. I never finish it. I never finish any drinks. So I did that. And my second cup would be when I was getting them ready for dinner, and I would sip on that while they were eating dinner. I would sit at the table with them while they were eating, and I would sip on my coffee. And I was fine. And then I knew I had broken something up when Saturday morning, at this point I'm 6 days in, Saturday or 7 days, I don't remember. It was toward the end. Saturday morning, I actually prepared breakfast, like bacon, eggs, oatmeal, bagels, cream cheese. I actually prepared breakfast for them, made their plates, and I didn't even have a desire to bite into the strip of bacon. And the bacon was perfect too. So, but it took me 4 months to get to that point. So I'm not telling you to do that. Start with a 3 o'clock fast if you've never done anything. And just drink water until 3 o'clock. And then you go and have something sensible for dinner. Not something gluttonous, because gluttony is a sin. And the other thing that helped me stay strong and focused on what I was trying to do, despite other people trying to tell me it was unhealthy, was the communion piece. Because I didn't want to eat the body of Jesus and drink his blood and then blow it on the fast. So when I was taking communion every day, it really helped keep Jesus in the front of my mind and just feel close and connected and thankful for him and his sacrifice for me. And so when I would get hungry, I would just think about the communion, think about his sacrifice, and my hunger would go away. And then things started breaking up. So I want us to do it together though, because what I have also noticed is when I start a new fast, stuff starts breaking up. But when it starts breaking up, it's not comfortable. It be some stuff. So I want to kind of coach you all through when the stuff starts happening around you, to let you know that things are moving in the spirit realm on your behalf, even though it doesn't feel like it's on your behalf. It feels like it's against you. But in order for you to get the victory, you have to go to battle. You don't just sit there and win. You can't just be like, and win. The people who win battle first. So it's going to get the battle raging, but you're going to win. So it will start Wednesday. So when you go to bed Tuesday night, when you wake up, in fact, you know what? I'll probably do the first midnight devotion on Tuesday night so that people are ready when they wake up. Or maybe I'll do it early in the morning on Tuesday, like 6 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning. It's going to be early because I'm a surgeon and I have 3 children that I got to get off to school. And so I have to do this stuff before they wake up in order for me to be consistent. But the good thing about the fact that it's going to be midnight and probably 5:30 in the morning that I'm going live with this is the fact that the most powerful things happen and shake up as far as spiritual warfare in the night hours. Between 12 and 6 a.m., that is the most powerful time for battle in the spirit. So it'll probably be a midnight and a 5:30 or 6 in the morning session. And it won't be long because I got to go to bed and I need to wake up and I need to get my kids ready. So they won't be long. It'll be 30 minutes. We'll get right to the point and get off and have everybody fueled. And I'll probably check in throughout the day. So to let you know, if you're not following my Walks with Jesus page, that's where I'm going to do it from. I'm going to do it from my Walks with Jesus. So on Instagram, is at my Walks with Jesus. So go follow it if you want to be a part of it. I will, in the next 24 hours, be releasing the information attached to how to do it. On Facebook, I have a Walks with Jesus page. And so follow that page and click for the alerts in order to be sure to get it. And on YouTube, I also have started a Walks with Jesus page. Probably has no subscribers because I just did it. But that is where I will do it. It's not going to be on my personal page. I got a lot of followers and I really don't want to be waking folks up at midnight and 5:30 in the morning if they're not, devoted to this particular thing. So I'm going to put this where it belongs. which is the Walks with Jesus page. So it's going to start on Wednesday, go for 7 days, fasting, prayer, communion, for restoration and healing of families. So if you're interested, go follow my Walks with Jesus. All right, I'm going to finish my walk with Jesus. All righty, I'll check y'all later.